You guys good? Giannis was in street clothes when we walked in. I'm assuming that means you did not practice today.
Correct.
Do you have a timeline? Like, is that kind of like the way that you're thinking about, like, oh, we'll get Giannis back at this time, or kind of just like the general idea of him being injured and not playing right now? How do you guys kind of work through that? And is there like some sort of progression that you guys are looking for?
Yeah, no, there's definitely, a plan that, Giannis and the sports performance and all of us have kind of put together. And, with any kind of health plan, you got to just kind of check back in each day. And, he's making good progress. And, I don't want to say now when it is we expect, whatever it is, whether it's 5-on-5 or playing games and stuff like that. But there's definitely a plan. It's some stuff that he's really dealt with kind of his whole career, both knees, different times. And so I think, the confidence level for him, for us, is in a good place. And, he's aware and understands it, and there's a plan.
Is there any fear that he's not ready for the start of the season?
No, I wouldn't go there. I think he's in a good place. The sports performance group's in a good place, and but it's just like anything, you can't say definitively he's going to play 5-on-5 tomorrow, or he's not going to play on opening night. I would say he's in a good place, and there's a lot of confidence he'll be good, and when exactly that is, we hope it's sooner rather than later.
I know you love to talk about officiating, but there are some changes. One, with replay, coaches can now challenge out-of-bounds plays in the final 2 minutes. They've taken that away from refs. Coaches generally don't challenge. I think I looked, there was like 53 total out-of-bounds. I don't know, does that matter to you at all? Do you like having that in your pocket now that you can challenge that in the last couple of minutes? Or?
Well, we didn't challenge it in the last couple of minutes because it was automatic. So the referee, it was just something where it wasn't part of the equation. It wasn't part of the consideration. So, in essence, there's just one more thing that, we have to think about that could be used for the challenge. So, I guess if you're being very literal, or, it's probably harder on us now. So I think for the flow of the game, I think the NBA and the officials and the coaches and everybody, I think we're probably just going to the review too often, too much, taking too long. And now, the referee's got to get the call right, which they do way more than they don't. And if and when a coach wants to use it, he's got to use that on an out-of-bounds play, or a block charge play, or a foul. So it's just one more thing that kind of goes into our when we do or don't use it. And I think it's we just got to kind of feel it out a little bit, and just keep talking about it and learn about it.
On offensive players, I guess they're going to adjudicate that differently now with leaning in. And so how does that affect teaching, coaching? Because obviously if it's a tool in the toolbox to draw contact, it's something guys will use. Is it as simple as saying, don't do that anymore? Is it kind of game flow based to a degree, or what? I don't know. How are you going to kind of approach that this camp?
Yeah, I think we've got great players that, I think can adjust and understand everything. And I think there are some players that have taken advantage of this to greater degrees, and I don't know that any of our guys fall into that bucket. I think Giannis gets to the free throw line a lot. Chris gets to the free throw line a lot. But I don't know if it's on, some of these things that are being changed and the non-basketball type plays. But, it affects everybody from 1 to 15. If you play in the league, you got to understand the rules and maybe adjust a little bit. And defensively, I think for us, hopefully that's an area where, we try and emphasize and not give free throws or put people on the free throw line. And, hopefully it helps us be even better in that regard.
I was just asking Grayson, do you feel like it helps? You've been so good at mirror contests for a while now.
Wait, say that. I'm sorry. Does it help who? Or
defense. You guys have been very good at mirror contests for a while now.
Yeah.
Do do you feel like it helps in any way that you can be like more aggressive on those, or more, I guess maybe more physical getting over? How do you feel like that the way that it will be officiated affects you guys in the game?
Yeah, it's like anything. We're probably gonna have to watch and see it. If I'm guessing and trying to look into the crystal ball, I think sometimes on rear view contests or even just contests in general, offensive guys might start doing these non-basketball type things that sometimes we're rewarded with free throws, and so I think it's definitely something that should help defense, help us, whatever it is we're trying to do and emphasize. So I do think it's something that is trying to swing it where it's more fair for the defense and less of these non-basketball plays being rewarded for the offense.
You mentioned maybe not having guys that do a ton of it. I think Chris probably has one of the better pump fakes in the league. Like, he seems to get guys a lot on that. Is that something that you've talked through with Chris, like not trying to jump or do anything like that, or is this something where he's just going to figure it out as it goes? Yeah,
no, Chris and I haven't talked about it specifically, and I do think he has a good pump fake, but again, our guy, everybody's guilty of doing this to some degree, but I don't think Chris is somebody that's lived on it, or it's been something that's really critical to his success, and he's more just I'm sure I'm biased. He's just a lot more natural to me when he does pump fake, great contact and things like that. But he's probably the guy the most on our team that that this could and will impact.
Grayson mentioned when he first unmuted it that when he first got traded here, he did a workout from the dunker for the first time in his life. What we were joking about today, like it's kind of like dunker school. Like, what does that look like for like a new guy coming in? Like, how do you kind of try to get him used to it for, as Grayson said, something he's never done before?
Yeah, I think we just want everybody comfortable there, and he may not be there very often. He may be just a infrequent visitor to the dunker spot. But I think there's and really you can get to other spots too, and it's somewhere that I think we just want to use the whole court, use all the space, and even shooters can get there and then find openings and hopefully drive in and attack and then roll in, and their man may step up and help, and then they can space from that spot. So yeah, no, it's new and different, to some degree for all of us. So they all get their education and their opportunity to learn and grow.
Quickly for me, Coach, you mentioned Shemi the other day and what he can bring defensively. Obviously, he had his kind of head-to-head with Giannis in that wall part. What did you think of him, I guess, when you saw him defend your players, and now what do you think he may be able to bring for you on your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think he stands out as somebody just who's an individual, good defender. He takes on, tough challenges. He feels like had a lot of reps, guarding Giannis over the last 3 years, and we all know how hard that is to guard Giannis. And so, but not just him, watching film, watching him guard other guys, and I think again the versatility of the team last year stood out. I think hopefully he gives us that same kind of versatility. He can guard bigger guys, but he can also shift down and guard a wing, and he's just got a great tool set. To be a really good individual defender, and then I think he can marry that up with being a good team defender too.
He's got a little bit of a shot too.
Yeah, no, he's shot it really well. Leading up to camp and in camp, and that's I think we're excited about what he brings on both ends.
Bobby was talking a little bit. He said he felt kind of like a full circle moment where he remembers being a rookie talking to Joakim Noah and Todd Gibson, and this year it's like Mamu's right next to him and he's talking to Mamu. What has it been like for you to see Bobby kind of develop in that way? Like last year he was obviously trying to pick up as much as he could, and now this year, just 1 year later, now he's kind of like the teacher, the veteran.
Yeah, no, it's always great to see, and it's always great when the players are kind of talking to each other and the players are coaching each other. They listen, to their teammates. They listen to their, to that. It's just a great to watch and see. And for him, it can be, an older guy. It's not just the young guys. Shimi's new, Grayson's new, Rodney's new. For him to be able to share with them and be somebody that's, you know, got that continuity, got the experience. It's really cool to see. All right, thanks.